village, Tusan district, Bac Ninh province, is the most well-known in the Kinh-Bac region. It was built by King Cham to worship the 8 kings of the Li dynasty: Li Tai To, Li Tai Tong, Li Tang Tong, Li Niang Tong, Li Tung Tong, Li Ang Tong, Li Cao Tong, and Li Hui Tong. The mother of King Li Kong Huan and the 8 queens are also worshipped there. The main festival takes place on the day when King Li Tai To came to the throne on the 16th day of the 3rd lunar month, and includes a palanquin procession. The procession at Li Bat Day Temple is huge in terms of both formality and aesthetics. People from all over the country gather to take part in the procession, representing the strength of the great Viet nation and showing respect and homage to their ancestors. Many traditional folk games and sports are also held during the festival, including wrestling, chess, cockfighting, fireworks displays, water puppetry, poetry, and performances of tuong, or classical opera, and cheo, traditional folk theatre. Playing human chess is a tradition unique to Dinh Bang village. Bac Ninh is one of the provinces that attracts the most business investment. Although developing rapidly, it still maintains its traditional cultural values in everyday life. Bac Ninh has various delicacies, one of which is phu thê, or husband and wife cakes.
Cái bánh này ấy, là ta làm từ nguyên liệu của một hạt nếp cái hoa vàng. Thế khi chọn được nếp cái hoa vàng rồi thì ta về ta xay thành bột, và xay xong thì ta ngâm để lọc. Thế 1 cân nếp cái hoa vàng thì ta chỉ lọc được 4,5 lạng bột. Thế lọc cái bột này, khi được cái cốt bột nó kỹ rồi, cho ra giã và thái mỏng. Thế thái mỏng rồi thì cho ra phơi, phơi sau đó ta mới lại mang vào trong lò để ta sấy. Cái bánh này gồm có 4 nguyên liệu trộn lẫn vào với nhau. Thứ nhất là đu đủ xanh, và 2 là đường kính, và màu vàng này là màu vàng của hạt dành dạch. Nhân thì gồm có nguyên liệu của nó là hạt đỗ xanh, mang đồ, giã nhỏ, xay nhỏ ra và ta trộn với đường kính trắng cộng với lại nước cốt dừa và hạt sen ta xay nhỏ, giã lẫn với lại bột đỗ xanh.
Phu thê cakes are a speciality of rural Dinh Bang. The cakes are often used during ceremonies, the Lunar New Year festival, weddings, or given as gifts. Following in the footsteps of pilgrims, phu thê cakes are now available throughout the country and are even exported overseas. When spring arrives, Bac Ninh holds many festivals, but the most unique and attractive one is the Lim Quang Ho Folk Singing Festival. Quang Ho folk singing is a very cultural art and performed at weddings, festivities, and temple and pagoda festivals. Like other festivals, the festivals in Quang Ho villages are divided into 2 parts: rituals and festivities. The ritual part is held to worship Buddha and the gods for good luck as well as peace, good crops and favourable weather conditions. The festivities include traditional folk games and entertainment, such as tuong or classical opera, keo or traditional theatre, ca chu or ceremonial singing, quang hung folk singing and wrestling, all to entertain farmers after a hard day in the fields. Unlike other festivals, the Ling Festival has Quang Ho singing during both the ritual and the festivities. During the festivities, male and female singers from different villages exchange songs that honour the culture of this rural area. Since the country's beginnings, Hanoi has always been a sacred place and a national symbol for the people. 23 centuries ago, Koh Lao used to be the capital of the Ao Lak state. More than 1,000 years later, Hanoi became the centre of the struggle against the northern invaders. It gradually became a populous residential area. But only when independence was wrestled back was Thang Long chosen as the capital of the Great Viet State. In the autumn of 1010, the year of the dog, Li Kang Wan, or Li Tai To, who founded the Li dynasty, left Hoa Lu to choose Thang Long as the capital. Throughout the following dynasties, Thang Long quickly developed and became the command centre, where many victorious battles against the foreign invaders were coordinated. Since the country began its renewal process 30 years ago, Hanoi has seen dramatic changes. A great number of modern buildings are being built, and Hanoi is developing rapidly and becoming more modern, cleaner and greener. The capital city is currently making thorough preparations for the 1000th anniversary of its birth in 2010. September 2nd, 1945 is an important milestone in Vietnam's history, when in Ba Dinh Square, President Ho Chi Minh read the Declaration of Independence and Hanoi officially became the capital of the new Vietnam. Many international delegations paid tribute at the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum, which is also a place for social organisations and successful businesses to report their achievements to President Ho Chi Minh.
Con gồm 250 cán bộ công nhân viên khối tài chính thuộc tập đoàn Mai Linh, đại diện cho hơn 15.000 cán bộ công nhân viên trong hệ thống gia đình Mai Linh, hôm nay được vinh dự về đây trước anh linh của bác để báo cáo thành tích mà chúng tôi đã đạt được trong năm qua.
Hanoi has long been the country's economic and cultural centre. The Temple of Literature was the country's first university, and many of the nation's talented people have been educated there. Buddhism and Confucianism have grown significantly in Vietnam. Many of these religious major works were destroyed in the various wars. Although a small number of them still remain, they can only partly recount the cultural identity and the architectural talents of Vietnamese ancient artisans. Hanoi has a great number of green spaces, and the Hanoians are charming and hospitable. Hanoi is gaining attention from other countries, and the number of visitors to Hanoi is rising. Hanoi has also been recognized by UNESCO as a city for peace. Hanoi is known amongst culinary connoisseurs as having many delicacies. One of those are Westlake shrimp cakes.
Nguyên liệu của bánh tôm gồm có bột mì nhập khẩu và cái loại bột tốt nhất, dùng tốt nhất. Sau đó ta cho một ít bột chua và một ít bột nở và một ít khoai lang đã được thái sẵn. Đây là mà tôm được vớt ở dưới hồ Tây lên.
No matter whether it's luxurious or simple, Hanoian food always has a unique taste. Hanoi has several specialities, such as young green sticky rice of Vong Village, rice flake cakes in Tan Street, La Vong grilled fish, Kem pork paste, Phai spring rolls and Tan Chi steamed rice cakes, Westlake shrimp cakes, which are made during sophisticated processes. However, there are also many simple but delicious dishes that are easy to make, including snail noodle soup, shredded chicken on rice noodles, and noodles with grilled pork. A cyclo tour is a special feature of tourism in Hanoi. Tourists enjoy being cycled around the city to observe the daily lives of Hanoians in the old quarter as well as the old houses there built in French architectural styles. From 1886, the French began to upgrade Hanoi. They demolished the ancient citadel and built more buildings in a French style with new materials and using European decor. Today, more and more modern buildings are sprouting up. The combination of the ancient and modern architecture has made Hanoi even more charming and unique. Folklore festivals reflect the true picture of a nation's cultural identity. Spring festivals in the Red River Delta, the cradle of Vietnamese civilization, are typical examples. The atmosphere of Tet, Vietnam's traditional Lunar New Year festival, prevails over spring festivals. During traditional folklore festivals, people are free from certain social taboos. Getting tipsy, joking, or intense partying are often pardoned as people free themselves from their daily routines. Young people in particular are often attracted to festivals due to the more lenient, relaxed behaviour on these occasions, as well as spiritual elements. Huang Pagoda is located in Huang Son Commune, My Duc district of Ha Tây province, west of Hanoi. The pagoda is dedicated to Buddha, Kuan Yin, Mother Genie ancestors, and other genies. The Huang Pagoda festival takes place throughout spring. It's the longest and busiest festival in Vietnam. The Huang Pagoda complex is made up of several caves, grottos, and many pagodas set amid a mysterious landscape of mountains, streams, and forests. While the Huang Pagoda festival starts on the 6th day of the first lunar month, the peak of the festival falls on the 19th of the second lunar month, which, according to legend, marks the descent of the goddess Kuan Yin. Visitors and pilgrims to Huang Pagoda are often surprised by the magnificent natural setting. The Huang Pagoda festival is an important event in Vietnamese people's spiritual calendar. There are few places like Huang Pagoda where visitors return time and again. Throughout spring, men and women alike flock to Huang Pagoda to pray to Buddha for help and protection. Pilgrims are quick to make each other's acquaintance. Instead of greeting each other in the normal ways, they say "Glory Buddha." The first stopover during the boat ride is at the Chin or Presentation Temple, where visitors present themselves to the mountain genie to get permission to enter the land of Buddha. From the Chin Temple, people go either to the Tuet San Pagoda or Lang Van Pagoda. From here, people find themselves in the land of Huang Son Buddha, leaving their daily worries behind as they absorb the spiritual atmosphere of incense, smoke, and prayers. The various religious elements of the Huang Pagoda festival respond to the needs of Vietnamese people's spiritual lives. The front of Huang Pagoda is dedicated to Buddha and the back to the Mother Genie. Food offerings at the pagoda are vegetarian for Buddha and can include meat for the genies. A breathtakingly beautiful landscape of mountains, water and forests, Huang Son is where man and nature meet. During the annual pilgrimage to Huang Pagoda, people find themselves in a land of dreams, where they pray openly for peace and happiness. The Huang Pagoda Festival has been classed as a valuable intangible heritage and remains a place of pilgrimage for coming generations. Nam Dinh is an agricultural province in northern Vietnam. It has a time-honoured culture and history and is the place where the Chan dynasty originated. The province is home to many well-known figures, including generals, poets and cultural activists such as Luang Tay Vinh, Nguyen Binh and Chan Tay Duong. Phu Ze Temple in Kim Thai Commune in Vu Ban district worships Princess Leo Hang, the Holy Mother. The princess is said to be one of the 4 immortal gods in the Vietnamese pantheon. Te Fusay Festival is held every year from the 1st to the 10th day of the 3rd lunar month. The Fusay complex comprises of the Tianhuang Temple, the Vankat Temple, and the tomb of Princess Liu Han, all of which are beautiful architectural and sculptural works. Formin Pagoda, built in the Li dynasty, is a large pagoda. Inside the pagoda lies Tuita House and a 21-metre high tower with 13 floors, which was built in 1305. At the front of the pagoda lies a 7-ton bronze urn. Kolay Pagoda, originally known as Tangkwang Pagoda, is located in the centre of Kolay town with its distinctive Baotap tower. The Tianchuang Temple worships the ancestral tablets of the 14 Chang kings. Considered to be the palace, the temple has a royal style of architecture. This huge construction reflects the pride of the Nam Ding people towards one of the most outstanding heroes in Vietnam. Nam Ding also houses the most cultural works of Tuang Temple, Huang Lok Temple, Luang Pagoda, and No Bridge. The traditional craft in Viet Cave village in Nam Dien commune in Nam Truc district is planting flowers, a practice said to have originated in the Li dynasty. The Viet Cave village is famous for the art of shaping and trimming ornamental trees. Hundreds of years ago, the village won several ornamental tree contests organised by the king. Viet Cave ornamental trees and flowers are now available throughout northern Vietnam. In particular, its kumquat trees are very much sought after by Hanoians and those in southern Vietnam. Nam Ding's specialities include the aromatic swan rice, the famous rice noodle, and new bananas that used to be offered to the king. Vietnam's 15th Film Festival was held in Nam Ding recently. It attracted filmmakers from across the country and domestic and foreign guests. Nam Ding artists put on traditional and impressive artistic performances. Ninh Bình province is south of the Red River Delta and divides northern and central Vietnam. It's endowed with wonderful scenery and landscapes and used to be the capital of the Great Viet State from 968 to 1010. The The Hualu Temple is situated in Upper Chungyin Village, Chungyin Commune, Hualu District, to worship Din Tin Huang, who founded the Dai Koviet state, and Lei Dai Hang, the founder of the Lei dynasty. The Chungyin Festival, now known as the Festival of the former capital Hualu, commemorates the contributions made by the two kings Din Tin Huang and Lei Dai Hang. The festival started during the early Li dynasty, when Li Kongwan moved the capital from Hualu to Tanglong. It often takes place from the 6th day of the 3rd lunar month. There's a popular saying about the Hualu festival: